Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a song I have been wanting to react to since it came out, but I knew that it was going to be emotional and I wanted to wait until I was kind of in a better state of mind before I listened to it. So we are going to be listening to Ren-Suicide, and of course, with a title like that, you know that it's going to be heavy. Ren is known for talking about his issues with mental illness and then other people in his life also. So I know that it's going to be heavy. I have heard one other song by Ren. The Charismatic Voice did an analysis of one of his songs, and I didn't even watch the whole video. I just, for me, I don't know, it just wasn't something that I really liked or got. And it can, it can always be that you're in a weird mood or something like that. So I really wanted to listen to this. I do have the lyrics pulled up. They are definitely heavy, and I think I'm just going to focus on the video and just listening to the words. And I've been going through a really hard time myself, so there were a couple days I sat down to do this and I just was like, I can't. It's just not what I am able to do at this time. So today I'm feeling a lot better. I am currently trying to lose some weight, depression weight that I put on, and I'm actually down 31 pounds. So that makes me happy. And so I feel like I'm a little bit at a better state of mind to be able to actually take this in. So let's get to it. Ren-Suicide.
Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I'm so fucking lonely beneath this. Narcissistic, can't keep a secret. Miscount sheep, but can't sleep, a misfit. Some say trouble, but some say sadistic. Bruises my brother, one time or the other. My skin felt counterfeit, silicone rubber. Bruises my sister, skin pop the blister. Dig deep, resist the feeling when it hits you. Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Sick boy, bitten by the tech boy. I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick.
I'm so fucking washed up and seasick. Masochistic kid with a split lip. 6 feet deep, I can't eat, I'm nervous. Won't stay down cause my body purges. Useless my mother, can't keep in my supper. Skin so pale cause my cheeks leak colour. Truth is my father, you choose your karma. Draw for the sword, then drive through the armour. Falling through the cracks of the night sky, a light goes out on the other side. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Treading on the tracks in the night time. It never really felt like the right time. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide.
Oh, I just got a lump in my throat.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside a trunk, inside a pickup truck, then dumped the whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in the world impossibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as well. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Sega, Justin, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. The distance is my plaster cast. The truth is, to the day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find that anger. All I find is missing you, man. I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying, and holding you, my brother, and telling you that it's fine. Not the way that it worked, cause I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I could find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening, I love you, man, I miss you absurd. Fuck.
Well, I just want to make sure there's nothing at the end. Oh, that was heavy. The beginning of the song, I was like, okay, we are safe. This is upbeat. Of course, the lyrics, you know, you knew that they were about suicide. But the last part of it was absolutely made my heart hurt. And I don't know about this song, but I'm assuming he wrote it for a friend. It sounds like that maybe jumped and committed suicide. And I love the song. It is hard to listen to, yes, especially if you are going through a hard time. But again, music is one of those things that gets us through our hard times. I've had friends that have committed suicide. I have actually attempted suicide multiple times a long, long time ago. And I do love that people are talking about mental health. And I've kind of said a couple things on here before. When I had problems with my mental health, I felt like it was super, super behind me and I could talk about my experiences and I had no problem. I've always been an open book about pretty much everything in my life, to a fault. Sometimes I meet somebody and tell my whole life story in like the first fucking 5 minutes. Trying not to do that anymore. But since I've been going through this depression, it's hard for me to talk about myself and how I'm feeling, because it's almost a feeling of shame that I let myself get back to this point. So I commend people who, God, I didn't want to cry. I commend people for talking about these type of things. And, good music is pain that is turned into lyrics. It's heartbreak, it's breakups, it's losing people, dealing with addictions. Those all make experiences for beautiful songs and lyrics. And I do think now, because the world's just so different with social media and stuff like that, way different than when I grew up in the late 90s, I do feel like people are looking for something to hold on to, and I would way rather them hold on to art and music to get themselves through it. So I am happy that Ren, it seems like pretty much right out of the gate, came out talking about mental health and his experiences and, experiences about people in his life. The guy is super, super talented. There's no denying that. Super, super creative. And I think that there's a reason that there's 1 million views on this song and 8,900 comments. And I'm sure most of them are going to be about their own experiences, about losing someone. And sometimes you just need to feel that somebody else is going through or has gone through the same thing, so you just don't feel so alone. I absolutely love this song. I don't know if I will be able to listen to it again, maybe when I'm in a better state of mind, or you know, or if I just need a really good cry, because sometimes songs are really great for that too. You know, there are those sad songs that we know it's gonna invoke that emotion out of us, so we put it on so we can have a chance to grieve or a chance to cry. So I hope people do listen to this song, especially if you are struggling. Um, I I am really glad that I listened to this, and I think it's going to touch a lot of people's hearts. And you know, suicide is, I mean, it's been going on forever, but I just see so much more of it now. And with social media, we put all of our best life highlights online pretty much. That does not mean that people aren't hiding behind, just like Twitch, the dancer from So You Think You Can Dance, who I followed on Instagram, and he was on the Ellen show. I loved him. I loved his videos. He was so positive. When he passed, I was like heartbroken, which so many people were, because nobody really understood that all of that, you know, money and his perfect life was hiding something super, super dark. And I feel like he might have suffered in silence. And so I am proud of people for putting that kind of comfort out into the world, because my God, we need some more of that. And on a happier note, so I don't just sit here and cry, I did see a video today of a concert in Glasgow, I believe, and there was a pop singer named Lewis Capaldi performing, and I didn't know I knew who he was until I heard the song that he was singing. It's a pop song that was pretty popular. Someone Loved You or something like that. He has Tourette's, and apparently he had lost his voice and told the crowd that he was struggling to get through this song, and then his Tourette's tics kind of amped up, because that can happen when you're stressed, and he stopped singing, and the whole entire crowd sang the whole song. It was so beautiful. I had to show my husband. I'm like, I cried about this video. He was like, great. And I'm like, no, it was happy tears, because it was so sweet, and you could tell that he was just overcome with emotion. He wiped his tears away, because that whole area of people literally wrapped their arms around him and said, don't worry, we got it. And they were amazing. And those are the type of things that I love that concerts and music can do. I couldn't imagine getting in front of a crowd and not being able to perform, and then having Tourette's on top of it and start having your tics kind of go off. It was so beautiful. And I think that's also what put me in a good mood, is that things like that will restore my faith in humanity. And I just thought it was so beautiful. So if you have not seen that, do look up the video, and it's Lewis Capaldi. And it was kind of everywhere. I saw it on Facebook, and then I looked on the Google and found a whole bunch of people talking about being there and how beautiful that moment was, that somebody could be lifted up by so many people. It was absolutely beautiful. So if you have lost your faith in humanity and you feel like people suck, watch that video, and I'm telling you, it will leave, even if you're a hardcore metalhead, it will leave your heart feeling amazing, because it was really, really sweet to see. So I wanted to leave this video off in a positive way. So check out that video, and also let me know what you thought about the song. And I will be leaving a link to the suicide prevention phone number, or not a link, I'll leave the phone number down below in case you are struggling with thoughts of self-harm or know somebody that is. That way you do have a resource if you need it. So I will see you in the next video. Take care.